International pressure is growing more intense tonight on Syria amid growing concern that the Assad regime may be preparing to use chemical weapons against its own people as the violence in Syria spills over its borders. Our chief foreign affairs correspondent, Andrea Mitchell, is with us now with news tonight that NATO is stepping in to protect a strong U.S. ally. Andrea, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. Indeed, the fighting around Damascus escalated today to the point where an Egypt Air commercial jet had to turn back. The UN withdrew its personnel. So the question is, are we getting closer to a tipping point for the Assad regime? The war was closing in on Damascus today as rebels escalated their assault on the capital, and the Assad regime struck back with even more force. In Brussels today, NATO agreed to send Turkey Patriot anti-missile defenses.
To anyone who would want to attack Turkey, we say, don't even think about it.
Even Russia and China, Syria's key allies, joined the U.S. in warning Assad not to use chemical weapons. Russia's foreign minister said the use of weapons of mass destruction would have grave implications. Syria has large stockpiles of chemical weapons, mustard gas, a blister agent, and nerve gases, including sarin and VX. Only a few drops on the skin can kill.
They're believed to be stored in warheads that could be fitted on hundreds of Scud missiles, in artillery shells, and in air-dropped munitions.
After warnings from President Obama, Syrian state television said the regime would not use chemicals against its own people. Any use of chemical weapons would force the U.S. and others to take military action.
The United States and/or NATO would have to intercede either from the air to destroy these things, or through special forces operations, or worse, more troops on the ground.
But no one knows how far Assad would go to save himself. After 21 months of civil war, 40,000 dead, the rebels are gaining ground and crucial support. Britain, France, Turkey, and key Arab leaders have already recognized the opposition. U.S. officials say Hillary Clinton will announce next week that the U.S. is recognizing them as well, despite lingering concerns that extremists linked to al-Qaeda have joined the fighters. The other big worry is that once the regime falls, as most expect it eventually will, how to make sure that those chemical weapons stockpiles don't get into the hands of terrorists. Brian?
Well, portions of this story sound very familiar. Andrea Mitchell in our D.C. newsroom tonight. Andrea, thanks.